Hey, this your boy Sylvester CutZooWorld, Ogletree, the coldest German comedy. Official tour drummer for the 85 South Show, one third of Bando, owner of We the Party Band LLC, all around cool dude. You know who it is. Today we're gonna talk about the pad edit function under the menu on the SPD-SX Pro. I use this option every time I'm on this pad. All right, so you got different layers. If you look on the side, you can see the scroll wheel to the different pages. On the top page, you obviously got the menu screen. You got the LEDs to show the volumes. You got which pad you're hitting. It'll light up. And then you got the numbers for the triggers, right? So kick trigger, hi-hat trigger. Not sure why the kick one ain't working. That's cool. I think I know why. All right, so you got layer A, because on every pad you got two layers, which you can separate by velocity. So if you hit it soft, it plays one sound. If you hit it hard, it plays another sound. You set that up in here. You got these play type templates, right? This was on hi-hat because on this pad, I got one layer for the pad and one layer for the foot pedal. Super cool. On this one, I got it on single, which is basically your one shot. You got a kick, you got a snare, whatever. Cymbal crash, tom hit, boom. Now, you can change that. All right. You can change that to a phrase template, which is basically if you got something that's longer than one shot. Maybe it's 4 seconds, maybe it's 8 seconds, maybe it's 10 seconds, right? Boom. Now, if you have something that's a phrase, but you want it to loop, then you use the loop template. It changes a couple of settings down here. Give you a starting point for using loops. And of course, the hi-hat, we talked about that. Now, these are the settings for those templates that you can play with. You got dynamic switch, you got dynamics curve, you got triggers reserve. You can look, we can get into that later, layer types, blah, blah, blah. Down here, you got basically layer A and layer B. And we start to get into the settings for each layer. Do you want that sound to loop or no? And layer B, same thing. Trigger type. Is it a one shot? Is it an alternate? Right? One shot, you hit it, boom, it's done. Alternate means you hit it. When you hit it again, it'll play it backwards. Super cool. Of course, these settings are the same for A and B. Poly mono. Poly means when you hit that sound, can you play other sounds at the same time, or do you want it to be mono, where it'll only play that sound, it'll kind of cancel out some of the other sounds. You gotta get into the settings, it reacts differently to different stuff, right? And then you got layer. You can turn the whole layer A off if you want by just hitting this button. And same thing for B, right? We want those on. Do you want the multi-view? It's a different type of view. I don't mess with the multi-view, but you see you still got some of the same information. You can see the lights. You can see kind of some quick information. Is it poly, mono? I guess the top is for layer A and the bottom's for layer B, blah, blah, blah. Super cool. Now here you got the name of the sound, right? So this one's 222. You can change it. You can see the number. You can see the name, blah, 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 right? You can even click enter and it takes you to the list. And you can do all kind of stuff. We're not going to get into that today. Same thing applies to layer B. You can use it or not use it at the same time. Volume, self-explanatory. Pitch, you can change the pitch up. You can do a course correct. You can do a fine adjust. Course adjust or fine adjust. Fine is obviously smaller increments, probably semitones, because that's how they usually do it most of the time. Or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. I ain't even gonna lie to you. All right. You can pan it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this sounds on the left, maybe this sounds on the right, or both on the left, however you want to do it. All right. And then right here, you got your fade in and your decay. So basically, the fade in is where the action happens on the left side at the start of the wave, and the decay is how it affects the end of the wave. So if you want to change where the action starts, see how you only get that tail when you adjust that fade in? You moving the start point of the sample. That's not me adjusting my foot. That's me adjusting the fade in setting. And the decay does the back end of the wave, right? So it makes the wave shorter. See how it's cutting off that tail? When you adjust that, you can hear more of that tail. All right. Sample delay sync, sample delay time. We'll get into that later. And then you got like a basic EQ for each layer, right? So let's say you want to adjust the frequency. Let's say you want to lower at 500, or so you can hear the difference, right? And you just how wide that wave is by adjusting the Q, right? Let me show. Let's see. You see it. If you adjust the Q, it's like a slimmer cut, a more refined cut. It basically is cute stuff. Dope to have, especially when you got one on each layer, on each pad, on each trigger. That's a lot of adjustments you can make to. Oh, you can turn the EQ on and off. Super dope on both of them. Layer copy, if you want to copy that layer and then apply it somewhere else. You got transient. I think this is like a filter section, right? So you can adjust the attack. You know what I'm saying? You can adjust the release. Right? Transient sensitivity, transient gain. Boom. So that's a quick overview of different things you can do in the pad edit screen of the menu. All right, that's your boy CutZoo. Have a good day. You know who it is.